So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so.
Yes, he does.
Kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
You were at Lisa Phillips's deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office.
Yes, sir.
And you saw how upset she was when she was answering your lawyer's
Will
question
someone think of the cops'
about
feelings?
how this had affected her, right?
Yes, yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person, she is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
Okay. So
Bam.
you saw all that. You saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony about her children. You heard the testimony
Boo-hoo, the cops'
his
children.
daughter who came home upset. You heard all that. But you're still posting stuff about
Yeah,
it.
because I understand it was Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming in my house in the first place. So if they hadn't came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home if they had did their research and did things right.
Yo, I'm Justin Freakin. Right-wingers keep trying to mock me for my sub and view count on YouTube, so I guess I'll be a good content creator and do what the algorithm gods demand and tell you to like the video. Or dislike it for all I care. I know I'm not a very likable personality. But if you do enjoy the vibes around here, be a good subby and seduce that subscribe button. And if you want to find out what that news be doing Sunday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific on the Troll Patrol Live, then be sure to hit that bell the way I would hit the bong. Just a couple of hours ago, rapper Afroman took the stand. This is our 420 treat today for St. Patrick's Day. Joseph Foreman, known professionally as Afroman, took the stand today in his trial in Adams County. In a lawsuit, Adams County Sheriff's deputies claim Foreman used their likenesses without permission. Foreman's defense says the case is about freedom of speech. Now, I can't play them for you, but Mr. Afroman, you guys may know him from such hits as Colt 45 and Because I Got High. Mr. Afroman had his house raided by the cops. They said he was a drug dealer and was holding somebody against their will. They charged him with like false imprisonment. Later, the charges got dropped. Afroman used the security footage from his house to make a song about who's going to pay for my door, who's going to pay for my gate that you guys broke down, and also to like drag the cops. Well, his lawsuit asking for restitution for his door and gate got thrown out, but the cops in the case actually ended up suing Afroman for using their likeness, which he claims is freedom of speech because it's on his cameras. They broke into his house, so that's the background of what we got going on here. Motherfucking Afroman in his red, white, and blue suit taking the stand, being sued by the cops. By the way, he made a video about one of the cops, how he was fucking his wife.
When you're about to give, show me the truth, the whole truth.
How Afroman was fucking
Answer on the go.
the cop's wife.
Thank you.
Dropped it like last night.
Go ahead, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Highly recommend going and listening to the songs.
For the record, would you give us your name, please?
My name is Joseph Edgar Foreman.
Dial up, welcome in.
You are known under the stage name as Afroman, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have no idea where he got that name from.
Videos and do performances, is
Yes,
that
sir.
How many states of the United States have you performed in, do you think?
All of them.
All 50.
Yes, sir.
All of them.
Countries have you performed in?
I
Dozens.
remember, but not all of them, but I've been to a few.
How many live performances did you do last year, roughly?
I don't know. Possibly 250. I don't know, but I don't know. It's a lot of days, but I don't know exactly.
And you have a residence here in Adams County, correct?
Yes, sir.
You've been performing for 20 or 30 years, is that right?
Longer.
All my life.
All right.
I want to say Ohio.
One of
Hold on, let me look it up.
you had was, but then I got high.
Because I got high.
Because I got high. And do you think it's accurate to say that that song has had over 300 million
Yeah, it's Ohio.
views on YouTube?
Sounds right.
You have a large presence on social media, obviously, correct?
Decent.
Depends on your definition of large. There's bigger people than me, but I'm all right.
And on Instagram,
He's not nobody.
is it fair to say that you have
It kind of made me sad how few people subscribe to it. Like, I don't think he had 1 million subscribers
Yeah, I
on
got some
YouTube.
the other day.
I was like, that's sad. He's a fucking legend.
Yes. Not all the time. Just here lately.
because the trial's coming up?
Yeah, all the publicity from the officers lawsuing me is running up my numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, you have almost 1 million followers, 983,000. Is that right?
I haven't looked. It was 977 last time I looked.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's not even 1 million. That is a shame. This man should be sitting on
You have about
a couple million subscribers at
19,000
least.
followers.
I haven't looked at it, but that sounds kind of right.
I hope he gets there. I hope he has a resurgence because of
You know
this.
when you post something that a lot of people are going to see it, don't you?
Yes.
When this search happened back in August of 2022, Mr. Foreman, you weren't at home?
No.
You were driving home from Chicago?
Yes.
And you got an alert from a family member that the sheriffs were there searching your home, is that right?
Yes.
And you were able to turn on your phone and watch through your home security system what the deputies were doing for a period of time, weren't you?
Yes.
And is it fair to say you were angry and upset about this search?
I wasn't happy.
And is that why you posted the things we've seen this week, because you weren't happy?
No, I posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid in my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my
His door wouldn't be broken.
And there would be no songs, nothing. My money would still be intact, nothing. So all of this is their fault.
Yeah, they robbed him. They broke his door. They broke his gate. They
Executed a search warrant.
falsely charged him.
Gave you the right to post the things that we've seen this week on the internet.
Because
Is that
They-
right? Is that right, Mr. Foreman?
Gary, welcome in.
Yes, for
Old Al.
tearing down my door, not paying for it, not being apologetic, me being a sport, doing something peaceful to raise the money to pay for their damages, me having the right of the freedom of speech as an American to talk to my family, friends, and fans about what the sheriffs did to my home. Yes, I had the right to my freedom of speech. After they left, I had the right to kick the can and to do what I had to do to repair the damage they brought to my house. Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
Right to post the videos that you've just been posting up until Friday and beyond, right?
Yes, I have freedom of speech. I'm a rapper. I entertain. I write fiction, comedy. Yes, I mean, I entertain for a living like you practice law for a living. So I have to go to work.
The deputies left a warrant return at your house, didn't they?
I think they left something with my ex-wife. I'm not sure.
Well, you saw, as soon as the search was over, as soon as you got home, you saw a document that showed exactly how much cash had been taken from the house, correct?
I know I got paid $5,000 for the show that suit was in. I forgot that money was in that suit. But, I heard, I don't know what piece of paper I heard. I knew they took some money. I just knew they took some money. I knew it was 4,000-ish. I knew they took some money and they seized some money and some weed and some, I don't know what else. Just my understanding.
And some weed.
You knew how much money was in that pocket when you came home and saw the warrant return, didn't you?
It was $5,000 from back when I did that show. I remember it was $5,000. But anyway.
So is it your testimony that they actually took $5,000 instead of $4,390?
No, I just know. I know when I did that show, it was with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa at Red Rocks in Denver. The balance of that show, for me, they sent in a deposit, but the balance was $5,000. I put the $5,000 in my coat pocket. I got
your name dropping on the stand.
Forgot to get that money, and I hung that suit back up, and that's where they got that money from.
So it was $5,000 they got?
Yes, it was $5,000.
Back when I was getting high with Wiz Khalifa.
When I got paid in Red Rocks. Now, after all of this stuff, whatever. It's I don't really know the complete number. It's 46. It's 400.
Can you imagine what they were smoking?
Down. But all I know is I got paid
You're Willie Nelson
$5,000
high.
at the Red Rocks.
You're smoking some of the
with
best
Snoop
dope
Dogg
God
and
ever
Wiz
put
Khalifa
breath in.
when I played the Red Rocks in Denver.
And you got $4,000 returned, right?
I don't know the exact amount.
Well, you were there with the news when you got it.
Right, and the lady at the sheriff's station admitted that the sheriff was short. You can go watch the 19 News.
You knew when you
Yeah, there you go.
saw the warrant return, didn't you, that the amount that they were saying was taken was actually more money than was in that suit pocket.
I didn't warrant.
That's why you brought the news to the sheriff's office when you got the money back, because you knew that they had miscounted the money and the number on the evidence bag was actually
I didn't know
more money.
nothing. The lady at the sheriff department just volunteered the information. I was sitting there, if she had been, I might not even known I got ripped off. She admitted it live on Channel 19 News that the money wasn't right.
Your deposition, when I asked you why did you bring the news when you picked up the money?
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up or Epstein at the sheriff's station after I seen him running around my house with AR-15s. So
I didn't want to get Epstein.
So to make sure I got out of that place with my money.
You brought the news to protect you physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't bring the news because you already knew there was a miscount and you were going to make.
I didn't know nothing about the miscount. I didn't know. I figured they stole my money. They turned my cameras off. So if you turn my cameras off, you must got something bad in mind. So yeah, I'm accusing them of it. They turned my cameras off. I can't see what they're doing.
So your testimony under oath here today to these 10 jurors is that you brought the news when you picked up your money to protect you physically from being beat up or shot by the sheriffs, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
They volunteered the information that the money wasn't right. That's just an extra something we found out. But I came with my attorney and the news to make sure
This is fucking amazing. If you are just joining us, this is the start of the Afroman trial. This Afroman testifying earlier today. Let me catch you guys up on exactly how we came to this point.
The cause of the crash. And the trial against a famous rapper in Adams County begins this week. Afroman being sued by several sheriff deputies there. This all stems from a raid on his home back in 2022.
They got a narcotics warrant. Okay, I get it. I'm Afroman.
Look at this motherfucker. I love him so much.
Okay, I get it. I'm Afroman. I sing about marijuana.
All right, so let's break this all down for you. Adams County deputies, they did not find any illegal material and Afroman was not charged. A year later, the rapper used footage from the raid in a music video, and after that video went viral, the deputies...
Oh, see, I thought he was charged and the charges were dropped, so they raided him and never charged him.
Seen and footage filed a lawsuit claiming that it subjected them to ridicule, mental distress, and danger. They also accused Afroman of making false statements at trial.
It did. It made him look really stupid.
Lacing up to make a difference.
It is great. Highly recommend it. You should all go watch the videos he has dropped about the cops in this case. Up till like yesterday, he was dropping a video about fucking one of their wives.
People running around my house with guns didn't take me into jail and do something.
You had a safe in your home, correct?
2 of them.
2 safes. Did the sheriffs look into those safes, to your knowledge?
Yes, they
The
did.
deputies?
Yes.
And how did they get the combination?
I gave it to my ex-wife so the sheriffs wouldn't pull my safe out the floor, take it to the station and put something in it and try to say that whatever they put in my safe was mine. So I went ahead and gave my ex-wife, who I didn't want to give my combination to, it was just safer. I went ahead and gave her my combination so they could open up the safe and realize that they just vandalized somebody that don't even have nothing in the safe.
And do you know what was in those safes?
It was absolutely nothing in the safes.
Don't you keep jewelry in those safes?
No.
Fair enough, Kenzai. You're right on that.
Keep jewelry in those safes?
I do.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home after the search?
I didn't put nothing in the safes.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home?
Nothing was in them, so nothing was missing from the safe.
You talked to Randy Walters on the phone before you got home that evening during the search, or right afterwards, didn't you?
Yes.
Randy Walters is the cop that he made the song about where he said he was fucking his wife. Afroman said he was fucking Randy Walters' wife.
He told you that they were taking some money and some vape pens and a small amount of marijuana. He told you that.
Yes, sir.
You knew, didn't you, Mr. Foreman, that there had been an investigation by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office into the discrepancy about the cash that was missing from your home, correct? You knew there was an investigation.
Yeah, I knew the sheriffs was investigating themselves.
Oh, that's how you saw it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you ever ask for a report so you
Because
could see
that's how it was.
investigation of themselves really was?
Yes, I was trying to get involved any way I can. The investigation was going on without any of my participation.
Did you ask for a copy of the report?
I did. I asked for everything. I was trying to be involved. I didn't.
So you've seen the report?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I just saw it a few minutes ago.
Well, you had an attorney when you got the cash returned, correct?
At the station,
Yes.
I had attorney. Yeah, my attorney was present.
Did
when
your
I got my
attorney ask
cash.
for a copy of this report?
It wasn't in it when I got my cash back from the station. It wasn't an investigation until we realized money was missing.
Well, did you contact your attorney and say, hey, get me a copy of that report?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Well, Mr. Klingler...
I think one of the rings is a pot leaf.
Attorney-client privilege and maybe waive it. Mr. Foreman does have attorney-client privilege with his attorney at that time. And we are going to assert that privilege because it's a privilege he has of right.
And so far, he hasn't asked anything privileged. So I appreciate the sensitivity, overrule the objection. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Your testimony is you never saw a copy of Detective Robinson's report until today.
Yes, sir.
And that's because you didn't want to see a copy of the
I
investigation.
did want to see. You don't know what I want. I did want to see it.
You did.
I wanted everything that had something to do with my money coming.
And that was 3.5 years ago, correct? And you haven't seen a copy of that report that you wanted to see until this afternoon. Is that right?
That's what he's saying.
That's right.
That's right.
I never had my money taken by cops. I didn't know how this go. I don't know about reports. All I know is live on Fox 19 News, the lady admits that her department is short $400 of my money. That's all I know. I don't know how to investigate police officers taking money.
That's all you know, and that's all you know today, isn't it? That's the whole basis of your claim that your money was stolen, is that the amount of money that was in the bags is
Ducky,
different
welcome in.
from the amount of money that was written on the bag.
Yeah, my
The
whole
Jones,
thing is they
Danny.
never should have raided me in the first place.
That's your whole thing.
That's my whole thing.
That's the point,
That's my whole
isn't
thing.
it?
If they never would have showed up, there would be no songs about them. I wouldn't know who they are. Their faces would not be on my video cameras. None of this, we wouldn't be in this room right now if they hadn't raided my house and didn't press no charges, didn't even know what they was doing. This whole thing is their fault, and they're suing me for their mistake.
And so you don't really care if they stole your money or not. You're just mad
I
about
do
what
care
they
about
did.
if they stole them.
But
Police officers shouldn't be stealing the civilians' money. So I do care. All of it is an outrage. This whole thing is an outrage.
You have no evidence that they took your money except for the amount on the bag isn't the same as the
How
amount.
about the
Well, that's-
admitting that she took?
Could you answer my-
She admitted that she took.
That's
money
evidence.
on live Fox 19 News. Go argue with the film clip.
Yeah.
Go
Nobody,
argue with her admitting that she took my money.
nobody admitted that they took your money.
Well, whatever. Go
It is the
look at
prosecution
that.
questioning-
Mr.
Because it
Foreman.
stayed open.
I guess not prosecution. This is a civil case.
After Brian and Officer Cooley just left it and just mishandled it and did.
Just so we're honest with the jury,
Plaintiff.
here, Mr. Foreman, nobody admitted that they took your money, did they?
They admitted it was short.
Yes.
So
Nobody
it looked like
admitted
somebody
that they
took it.
took your money. Correct?
It was short. She admitted. She said that it was short.
Yeah, this is the cop's attorney.
Usually it's 10, 5, $2 missing. How does $400 even come up missing? Odd.
You posted videos about Brian Newland doing hard drugs and snitching on his friend, and you
Yep.
posted those based on rumors, didn't you? We can look at your deposition, but before you argue with me, but isn't that a fact that you made those allegations based on rumors you said you heard?
It's a fact. William Newland is a convicted pedophile, and Brian Newland is his brother. After I zeroed in on Brian, I asked about him. Come to find out, he's a large statutory rapist that has sex with all kind of underage girls. He buys them beers and gets them drunk and all kind. That's probably the reason he had to leave the Adams County Sheriff Department, because he beats up his wife and he messed with underage girls, and he had to get out of town and go get a job in Norwood.
All right. You don't want to answer my question.
I do. Please ask another one.
Yes, that is from a rap song he
So
made.
I can get an answer.
Dropped just a couple of days ago.
Remember in your deposition, when I asked you, you have no reason to think these rumors about Brian Newland are true, do you? And you said, well, it's more entertaining if it's true, and I can make some money. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. That's a however long that deposition was. You can read the deposition and it tells you what I said.
Do we have a copy, another copy of that? Because I'll show it to you. I can
You'll see the transcript.
refresh your recollection.
You're going to refresh his recollection.
It's,
Trees. You then use the street.
thank you, Judge. If I can get it working here.
Your Honor, I would object to using the screen to refresh his recollection. That's publishing it to the jury. If he wants to refresh his recollection, he can show him it and then ask him a question, much how we would do in criminal law with a police report.
So
If an
just-
officer didn't remember, we wouldn't show the report, we would show it to the officer. He would refresh his memory by reading it, and
This is Afroman's attorney.
Let's do it that way. Just make sure you think he reads it right. I'm just trying to get through the verbiage.
If Mr.
Just make sure you think he reads it right, otherwise I have to wrestle with you about whether he read it right.
Sure.
So just read it. And then if we want to move it as an exhibit, you can do that.
Remember your deposition being taken, Mr. Foreman, in your attorney's office on
He looks so badass.
2024.
I remember the deposition.
And that deposition was taken in DJ Osborne's office?
Yes, sir.
That's the same office that
Afroman's attorney has an afro on his
filmed
chin.
that video that we saw last night with the actor playing Lieutenant Lisa Phillips, and that actor was sitting in the same chair that Lisa Phillips sat in during her deposition, wasn't she?
Yeah, the actor played Lisa because I wouldn't have known her if she hadn't came to my house and cut off my camera.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's the office we're talking about, and that's the office where I took your deposition.
Have no idea who she was. She
And in
didn't
that
violate my
deposition,
privacy.
Referring to page 84 of the deposition, I had asked you about
Jacob, it's a skill issue, I think.
Use the deposition to refresh his memory. He's doing it right, so sit down, please. Go ahead.
Did I ask you this question, and did you give me these answers, Mr. Foreman? Question: would it be fair to say these are rumors? Answer: you know, Stephanie said it, and you know, some other people that don't remember, you know, I'd be in a hurry in Walmart or something, they shake my hand, yeah, Brian used to do this, used to do that. Then something, I didn't know him, but this is what I've heard. Question: you don't have any particular reason to think that it's true or not true, right? Answer: well, it's more entertaining if it is true, and I could probably make some money and capitalize on it if it's true.
What are the line numbers?
Starting with line 7 and ending with line 21.
All right.
Did I ask you those questions and you give me those answers?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But
And he was very high.
But that's my question.
I've always
Thank you.
put Brian Newland next to his brother. So that's
Yeah.
my basis, and I've always...
We noticed that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
your
so-
attorney's going to be able to ask you whatever questions he wants. Right now, I'd like you to focus on my questions, Mr. Foreman. You have no evidence that Brian Newland ever molested little boys, do you?
If you look at the picture, he's holding the little boy's butt. It's too much for me.
He's holding the little boy's butt.
Use your eyeballs. And then his brother's a convicted pedophile.
That's your evidence for posting that
Well,
pedophile stuff
Hey, you know,
about
I'm just
little
trying
boys.
to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what kind of guy is kicking on my door. What kind of guy is walking around my house reading my bank statements? It's a dude. It's a dude that's possibly a pedophile, got a convicted pedophile brother, deputized by the sheriff, walking around, possibly stealing my money. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on as I zoom in with my cameras. That's not the type of guy I don't think should be on the police force.
I'm going to refer you
Agreed.
again to your deposition. If you don't trust my reading of it, I'm happy to give it to you, Mr. Foreman. But on page 98 of your deposition, on that same day, beginning at 9/11, did I ask you this question and did you give me this answer? And again, the only evidence, you don't have any evidence that Brian Newland is a pedophile or plays with little boys. Answer: no, sir. Did I ask you that question? Did you give me that answer?
I don't remember.
What are the line numbers?
Beginning with line 11, ending with line 14 on page 9.
Hey, Tim, it's Afroman. What would you expect him to wear? He's standing up for freedom for all of us. Not letting the cops push him around.
Lisa Phillips stole your money, do you?
I know if she hadn't raided my house, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Nor a lawsuit or nothing. They never should have been at my house.
Since you're not going to answer my question, I'm going to go back to your deposition again, Mr. Foreman, page 102.
Your Honor, if I may, Can I just enter a continuing objection so I don't have to object every time he does the deposition?
No, it's too important, so please be specific. Thank you.
So I would enter a notation of objection at this point. He is now testifying for the witness. He is no longer refreshing his recollection.
I'll be sensitive to that, so you can rephrase and I'll sustain that. You made the conclusion he didn't have memory, so you gotta go back and fix that.
All right.
So now they're saying that the plaintiff is testifying for the witness
Deposition, Mr. Foreman. that
instead
you
of
don't
refreshing
have
his memory about the
any
deposition.
evidence That Lisa Phillips stole your money.
Yeah, she cut off the cameras, but I didn't know who took them. So, for as all the officers was a suspect in the at first, because I didn't know where.
I mean, he's Afroman. What do you expect Afroman to look like?
And I knew where to focus.
He's got a name like a comic book character.
Suspect, especially after they cut off my cameras and I couldn't see what they were doing.
All right, well, so you don't remember? Is that what you're telling me?
I remember telling you that Lisa, probably didn't take my money,
Okay.
but I just didn't know. I just knew it was missing, and they cut off my cameras, so all of them were suspects until I figured it out.
So until you figured it out.
Until everybody figured it out, until it was solved of where the missing money was.
All right, so just to clear this up and move on, you admit that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money.
No. But I know if she wasn't there in the first place, we wouldn't be having this conversation or be here.
And is it true that one of your big motivation?
He has not asked Afroman if he fucked that one cop's wife. So I have a feeling Afroman fucked that one cop's wife.
Really, in making all of these posts is to make money?
To pay for the damage that they brought to my house under the circumstance that they shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
Okay. So the answer to my question is yes, your motivation was to make money?
To pay for the damages that they brought to my house under the circumstances that they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Have you made enough yet to make up for it?
Not really. You know.
How much have you made?
You add legal fees, probably nowhere near.
It wasn't hardly $24,000.
$24,000.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
You're still making money on today, right? With the new posts and advertisements and things.
It's
again?
publicity.
You're still selling merchandise, aren't you?
No, publicity. Just me. Just everybody. Thanks to them bringing publicity to this, it's just an opportunity to run numbers up and be an entertainer.
Yeah, he didn't ask Afroman if he believes the cops are addicted to pills. That was also another claim from the video.
The more money you can make, right?
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't have came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career. All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so.
Yes, he does.
Kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
You were at Lisa Phillips's deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office?
Yes, sir.
Same office where you filmed part of that video last Friday?
Yes, sir.
And you saw how upset she was when she was answering your lawyer's
Will
question
someone think of the cops'
about
feelings?
how this had affected her, right?
Yes, yes,
And you saw your attorney say, do we need to take a break?
yes,
And you saw her say, no, let's go on and get this over with.
yes, sir.
You saw all that.
Yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person, she is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
Okay. So,
Bam.
you saw all that. You saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony about her children. You heard the testimony
Boo-hoo, the cops'
his
children.
daughter who came home upset. You heard all that. But you're still posting stuff about
Yeah,
it.
because I understand it was Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming in my house in the first place. So if they hadn't came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home if they had did their research and did things right. So all of this is their fault. And now they want to sue me for their mistake.
Is there anything that could change your mind about what you're doing to these deputies?
Is there anything that can change my mind about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place? Is there anything that can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place? No.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The way he snapped back with "you're welcome." I love you, Afroman.
I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne. Do you want to continue the direct examination of your client now?
Your Honor, I was going to actually ask for a sidebar so we can talk about that.
Okay, so
Yeah, I think they took a recess, but they may have come back.
Not due to cross with Mr. Foreman at this time. I was going to hold off until our case in chief.
Oh, no, he's going to hold off on cross-examination.
do that. So do you want to do your direct?
So that was Afroman's testimony. He is probably going to get called again by the defense. Or it's called something different in civil cases. The plaintiff and it might still be defendant. I don't fucking know. I'm used to criminal trials.
Like one hit and tip one back one more clip before we hit the set an alert when that shit goes live. Social fucking support and hit subscribe. Light one up and take a hit. He does no harm, but it takes no shit. He's the last one standing when the ship is sinking. Let's take another rip for Justin Freakin.
Light one up, tip one back. I'm Justin Freakin.
Not high enough for this shit.